YouTube, how are you doing? And welcome back to Phasmophobia. In the latest update, they have changed the sound sensors. They have tweaked some of the mechanics around the sound sensors, and they have given it a range buff. Now, the question is, does that make them any better, or will it only make it more confusing to use and less precise? What can be changed about the sound sensors to potentially make them better in the future? This is what I want to talk about in this video. Check out, I'm going to show you 2 or 3 different maps where we're going to just play a mission, try and find the ghost room with the sound sensor, see how that goes, and then I'll quickly show you a few other maps where the range has changed and now has made it better or worse. I hope you join me for that. If you're not subscribed, please do so. If you like the video, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. But let's not waste any more time, and let's hop into Edgefield first. Now, Edgefield is the golden standard for sound sensors because it used to be the room where, or the map where sound sensors would be the best by far. Now, what has changed about the sound sensor? The sound sensor has a visual change, which is very nice. There's no doubt about it that this is a much better model for the sound sensors than those weird square with a dot in the middle. Now, besides that, they have also done 2 main mechanical changes. The first one is that you can no longer place them on the walls, which has actually nerfed them by quite a significant margin, because before, in a situation like this, let's say that we head into Edgefield here. Also, we have a mirror. We're gonna ignore that we have the mirror because that would just be better to use, but that's not why we're here. So you would place the sound sensor on this wall and like on this wall, and then you would split the map into. You'd have, if you got readings on one of the sound sensors, you would get them on one side of the, you would know the ghosts on one side of the map. If you get them on the other, you would know them that it's on the other side of the map. Now you have to place them further apart, which means more walking around, more setup time for the same result. Now this is specific to Edgefield. Now you have kind of that similar setup where if you get a reading on one of the sensors, you know it's on that side of the map. If you get a reading on the other, it's on the other side, or if you get a reading on both, it's in the middle. So you do get a little bit more information specific to Edgefield here. Now we're getting nothing. Main problem with sound sensors is twofold, maybe morefold, but twofold, 2 major problems. First of all, if you get a reading on them, you know, now with the buffed range, right? Whereas before it would be basically as if you put a box in the middle of this circle. That's the range that they had before. Now they're a circle instead, which means a lot more range, obviously, which also means that they cover a larger area. So if you get a reading on one of them, you don't know any specific room. It's in a huge area, which makes it hard to pinpoint. As you can see, this is a weakness that I always ignore when I'm talking about the sound sensors, but it is genuinely just the most glaring flaw in the sound sensors is that they're obsolete. You don't need them because of the second flaw. In order to find the ghost with sound sensors, they need to make noise. And if the ghost makes noise when you're in the house, you're immediately gonna know where they are. Like, if you're walking around with an EMF, usually how I find the ghost room is I walk around with an EMF. I have a few checklists. I need to turn on the breaker. I need to find the bone. I need to find the cursed possession. That's what I do in my setup. I've done none of that. I mean, I found the bone by just sheer accident, but I haven't turned on the breaker, which means that if the sound sensors weren't effective, like let's say, right, we even know where the ghost is now. We know it's in that area. This is like how I would set it up, by the way, because it covers a large range. You can't really make them smaller. What would be nice about the sound sensors? So I think there's 2 major things I would like to see with the sound sensors. One, absolutely the best would be if there was an indicator on the sound sensor, like on the map, that showed you where something happened. Like, let's say that it threw something in this room, there'd be like an exclamation mark on the map. The sound sensor detected a sound here. That would be so good. That would single-handedly make the sound sensors super fun to use, actually useful. They would remove the glaring flaw that if you get a reading on the sound sensor, they show you still have no idea where specifically the ghost is gonna be, so you're still gonna have to find it using your ears eventually. So I think that would be the best possible change they could do. And they did like hint at wanting to implement that, so we might see that in the future. Now, obviously, this is a perfect example of the ghost being so utterly loud that there's no way you wouldn't have found this regardless. Now, there's still a question, right? So we had this sound here. If you wouldn't have something like that, you would be looking for, okay, so we know it's in this general area. We go look around the rooms. We see if there's anything on the floor. Knock on this window. Okay, let me get this room. That was a sound. Ah! That's a ghost. I think I found it. Thank you, sound sensors. All right, so let's confirm, right? Let's see what the actual ghost room is. So it is actually, it's the bathroom here. It's this bathroom. It's not that one because it can touch that through the wall. So it is this bathroom that's actually the ghost room that we still don't have the breaker on, which could have helped us with getting the like the thermometer, because if the ghost wouldn't have been so active, we wouldn't have been able to find it on the sound sensors. But if we turned on the breaker, we would have eventually been able to find it just using the temperature instead, right? So, I mean, I would love to have like a discussion in the comments if there's anyone out here, because I think the sound sensors are fun. They're good in. They're good if you want to play immersively and have fun with them, but I think they are actually weaker now than they were before. I think a good example like this map was genuinely easier to set up, which made them quicker, which made it just like, it reduced some of the flaws of the sound sensor where it just takes too long to set them up, which just, you would have already found the ghost room in the time you set up the sound sensors usually. And especially on the larger, I mean, on the larger maps, the range increase does help. However, on the larger maps, except Maple is the one exemption. I think Maple is the only map where the sound sensors are genuinely objectively good. Like, objectively awesome to use and really good. So if you like Maple a lot, which I like Maple a lot, you could actually make great use of the sound sensors. And that's what I'm going to show you after this one, because that's a map where it's genuinely good because it's so hard to pinpoint where sounds are coming from, and the sound sensors are perfect range. They're perfect range on that map to get as much information out of it as possible. Alrighty then. Got writing in the book. You take 2 photos. Where are you? Let's get that EMF as well. Are you French? Are you hurt? Sag. We have writing, we have spirit box, we have spirit poltergeist mare. It's not freezing, which it couldn't be. Bob Cricket, thank you for the 5 gift subs. Okay, so we're looking for EMF, EMF fingerprints or ghost orbs. Ghost orbs? Ghost orbs? Or mare? Okay, so no ghost orbs. So it's literally EMF or fingerprints. That's so easy. Just touch the door. Touch. Are you serious? Well then, poltergeist. All right, good stuff. Took me as long to find the ghost as it took to get the whole mission done. I have another photo cam out here. I'm gonna take 2 photos of this actually. We already got the ghost photo. All I need now is one more little thing. Just one more itty bitty thing. Just, here you go. I got a cup for you. Throw the cup at me. Do it. I know you can. I know you got this. I believe in you. Give us a sign. So yeah, this is, I mean, with a ghost as... What? I'm dead. I don't have a hiding spot. What? Wait, I do have a hiding spot! The dining! Uh-oh. This works, right? This works, right? I know you can hide behind the doors, but... it should work. I've tested this. The science has been done before. Nice. We did it. We lived. What do you think of that, you dumbass? You little idiot. Man, this ghost was crazy. All right, so that was perfect. It did something. I'm just gonna take a photo like this and hopefully get something. Fingerprints, perfect. Let's get out of here. So, first, obviously, if you have the mirror, just give up on sound sensors. Sound sensors, it feels like you have to be good at them, which makes it like you have to know how to use them, which makes you use them like every mission, but they're definitely not good every mission, but they take a significant amount of time to set up. Let me show you another. So now, that was a poltergeist, very fun. That was a fun game. Really quick too. That was like, can I please? That was 8 minutes. Now, Maple Lodge, the map where they absolutely flourish. The sound sensors flourish, especially with the change. I think the change has made these sound sensors even better on Maple Lodge. Even better. So, if you were a fan of Maple and using sound sensors here, I think that is okay, by the way, for the sound sensors to only have... Why is my game freezing all the time? For sound sensors to only have a niche use on a certain, like, a few maps, that's okay. Holy shit, my game is just like... That was like a solid 10 seconds that I was just frozen. What the fuck? Okay. Now, we placed them in pretty much the exact same way as we placed them before. The only thing that could ruin this is if we get an instant, like... instant... shower ghost or something. Alright, we placed that there. We look quickly if there's a breaker right there, or if there's tarot cards, or if there's a voodoo doll. There's no voodoo doll. I think that's okay. That seems like it would be an okay setup. Let me also check for some hiding spots. We got that one right there. Please open it. We got two next to each other. How useful? Not at all. And then... What did I just say? That is the easiest to find, but okay, that's fine. This is fine. This is like perfectly showing why I think sound sensors are completely obsolete. They're fun. They're absolutely fun, and more power to anyone using them. I like using them every now and then. However, it's usually like, oh, I couldn't find this ghost the easy way. I wish I had set up my sound sensors. That's what I think sometimes. Like, oh, I wish I actually spent time setting up my sound sensor. It's like hindsight. Hindsight 2020. Ah! It's you again! You bitch! What the fuck? What is going on, man? Help! She's crazy. I'm out here trying to have some fun with sound sensors, and you're out here trying to scare the shit out of me. Holy heck. Alright, so then we place this one. This is... I mean, they do show you how significant the buff is. Let me... place one in here. Alright, good. And let me show you the lighthouse real quick while we're here. In case you missed it, or if you just want to see it again. You see that right over there? It's a lighthouse right on my cursor. There's a lighthouse. It exists. They added it. Alright. So, we set up our sound sensors. This is the perfect network. It covers the whole map except the upstairs of the cabin, which means that if you don't get any readings, you know it's probably bathroom upstairs or something like that. Be careful, this ghost is crazy. Now, in this time, we already found the ghost, obviously, which, as I said, is the main weakness, that they're just obsolete. You can find the ghost easily, usually, in other ways. Okay, I guess it doesn't cover the central path as well, or the middle path. So now, we have... Any ghost at the campfire, northeast path, central path will be caught by that one. Any entrance or bathroom or like central path at this end will all be caught by that one. Any pier or picnic area ghost will be caught by this one, and then that one covers the whole cabin. Cabin will be caught by that. So yeah, this is. I mean, it didn't take that long to set up. It only cost me 10% sanity. I could have held a candle if I really wanted to be safe about it. Wait, actually, I lost sanity from the ghost event. This probably didn't cost me any sanity, barely, to set up. So yeah, that is where they absolutely shine. Now, this ghost is crazy. I really want to see what more this ghost has in store for us. So let's actually continue this mission. What is the name, by the way? It's Nancy Jackson. Nancy Jackson. What a nice name. That's an OG name. You touch this door. You're absolutely perfect. EMF 2. This is such a good ghost. It's freezing. Run. Light this. Nancy Jackson is the OG ghost, yeah. Sound sensors work upwards. So sound sensors are now a sphere. They are a spherical range, but they won't go through floors because they do a floor check. When a sound gets detected, they'll only show it on the sound sensors if it's on the same floor as the sound sensor. Otherwise, it will be very hard to use. I think that's a good call. But again, what I would love to see is that would just make it so fun to set up. I think what the sound sensors are mostly, the main use case for sound sensors is if you want to have fun. Where are you? Away. And I think what would greatly help with having fun... I'll take another photo of that. What would greatly help with having fun is showing you a little... And it would also be more useful, but if they showed a little icon on the map. Like, here is where activity got detected. That would be so awesome. It would genuinely make me use sound sensors. It would make... Like, what I think the sound sensors... I mean, this is like the summary of all their weaknesses. Sound sensors are useless once you find the ghost room. What would be really cool is if the sound sensors were useful even once you found the ghost room. Like to track the ghost, to see where it went. And if you have the sound sensors down, or like, there's never any like thought in my mind after the first 5 minutes, hey, I should play sound sensors because it might help me do X. The only reason I ever use sound sensors are when I'm like, I want to spice up the start of this mission. I want to find the ghost in a different way. However, imagine there's a world where they have buffed the sound sensors and you actually go like, this ghost is being a little difficult. Let me play some sound sensors. Like, that's cool. That would be such a unique, I don't know, world. I want to live in that world. EMF 5? I don't think so. They're not good if the ghost changes room, though, because the range is so wide that it probably will still be in the range of the previous sound sensors, right? The orbs, check if you got a ghost in the bathroom, check behind, because this also counts as the bathroom. So make sure that you check there as well. Now it could be, no, it can't be a mimic because it would have had fingerprints. Anything you want to show me? Anything you want to say? The cursed item was a board, right? Let's quickly take a photo. You know what we can do? Where is the bone? Goodbye. Central path? Is it literally on the central path? Did I just miss it? Wait, what? I don't see it. Must be very sneaky. If anyone sees it, yell at me. It said... It wasn't saying an S, right? There's no other thing that start with scent on this map. Center Parks. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. Light pole? I might actually die if I get hunted now. I walked over it. Ah! I can hide. We got a hiding spot right here. I remember. This should be totally out of range. I should be safe here. If this gets me killed, I'm gonna be so upset. Those tents are definitely safe if you can get into them unseen, which I think I did. Central Park. Alright, yeah, it doesn't matter. We're not here for an invisible bone. The ghost is being sneaky. But yeah, 2 games in a row where I tried using the sound sensors and instead the ghost was like, I'm here! Look at me! I'm the ghost! Catch me if you can. So like, which that made the sound sensors useful as well, because there was stuff to detect. Like, imagine if the ghost is quiet, your sound sensors will tell you nothing. They might even bait you into thinking that it's in a different place. They might even bait you into thinking that it's not in range of your sound sensors when it actually is. So yeah, that is a glaring... Oh, this is just the easiest objective of all time. Let me quickly drop these off. As well as this. Show just signs. Yeah, so I want to do one more game after this where we just play the game normally, and then I'll quickly show you Asylum as well as maybe Prison and High School that people might be interested in. But I think that those maps you should never use the sound sensors on those maps, and the main reason why is because the setup takes so freaking long that it's just not worth the hassle whatsoever. Okay, we got this. Well, I'm bad. We got the candle, we got the salt. Let's get out of here. What if there are multiple people? If everyone just sacrifices one inventory slot to carry a sound sensor, maybe. But, like, I think with multiple people, the best strategy by far is just to split up. Split up, and you're just portable sound sensors. You're portable sound sensors who can already carry equipment with them. It's so much better to just listen for the ghost than it is to force the use of sound sensors. Now, okay, so another map that was terrible before. Grafton was absolutely horrendous for sound sensors, and the main reason why was because the range of the sound sensors was not big enough at all for Grafton. So I want to quickly see, and we've already tested this, they are definitely better on Grafton now. Now that the ranges have been buffed, their Grafton, Bleasdale, Ridgeview can be somewhat easier to use them on because the range is like, if we have a mirror again, like the mirror would just trivialize this instantly. I would recommend placing them there and the other one over here. We got a bone right there. I see it. A little sneak. That's downstairs done. We're ignoring that we have this. We can use it to confirm the ghost room. So look at this range. If you remember, the sound sensors used to cover like one room here. Now, so they used to give like this range, which is just absolutely pathetic. Now, if you place them like this, you actually cover a large like area of all the rooms here, and it'll sometimes actually give you the ghost room. So I'd say that if you want to be immersive and actually plan on using them on any map besides like Edgefield, and on Maple Lodge, it's also better now that the range has been buffed. I heard something downstairs, by the way. Like, I'm just gonna ignore that I heard that. What you want to do with the sound sensors, from my experience, it depends on how you want to use them, right? If you want to know if it's in one specific room, just place it in the middle of that room. But if you want to know if it's in a general area, you can place it on the corners between rooms, because then, look at this, you cover 1, 2, 3, 4 different rooms with one sensor, right? So we're getting the living room sensor, which is this one, is going off. Also, by the way you read the sound sensors is they show up in the order that you place them. So this is upstairs, the first one. This is upstairs, the second one. So that's how you read them. Huge reading in the kitchen. So big it might actually... Oh no, it can't be something poltergeisty because we would have seen it here. That might have been the phone, but the phone ringing is not covered. So yeah, it is actually more maybe in the living room right here. Let's see where it is. So now the problem is we know that it's downstairs. We know that it's somewhere around the kitchen, maybe living room. So you kind of hope now that there's items on the ground. Otherwise, okay, so there are items on the ground, so we can't actually tell that it's here, which is great. It should be right in this room. Can you give us a sign? And let's confirm that real quick with this. There's actually the living room. Dang, we would have been bamboozled. Yeah, this is what we just saw. So it's living room. Okay, that's why that's why we got readings on both sensors, I guess. I didn't pick it up. That was a huge kitchen spike, though. Let me quickly check if the breaker is out here. No, it's upstairs. All right, that's unfortunate. Let me turn it on. Can you give us a sign? Turn on the light while we're at it. Favorite items, sound sensors. I genuinely think that just making the sound sensor show a little icon on the map would put them in such a healthy spot, because they're not gonna be OP at all, but there's gonna be many times where you're like, I'm gonna use a sound sensor, and just for fun you're gonna use them, because you want, like, when you're in the truck you're gonna have more information, which is gonna be fun for your teammates. It's gonna be fun for the truck dwellers. Right now the sound sensors, you just feel like you're forcing a meme when you're using the sound sensors, personally. Like, they are okay, but I don't think that they have improved significantly at all on the latest on this new update where the range has been buffed. It has just kind of made the flaw of the sound sensors worse, that they just show you a way too large range of where something happened. Is there gonna be fingerprints? Perfect. Alright, it's living room. It's just straight up living room. But they're not perfect in a way that I genuinely think that it is. I think that they are always obsolete. There is never a situation in which the sound sensors would have been more useful than just listening for the sounds. The only, like, a thermo is not obsolete, because if the ghost is super quiet, you can use the thermo to still find it. Paramite. I don't know if the sound sensor detects footsteps. It might. So I guess it has that going for it. Oh, we got the light just to turn off. Orbs. Where are you? Are you here? I should check for EMF. If I'm in time. I am in time. Let's go. Are you French? Are you close? You're a little creep. Where are you? Are you here? Are you close? Are you French? Creepy. We got this and fingerprints. Banshee, Hantu, Obake. Well, Banshee. Okay, dude. I know, you're chilling. I can hear it. Such a weirdo. This guy is rocking back. What a bunch of memers today. Like, these three ghosts in a row have been so fun. Oh man. Okay, so we know what ghost it is. Let's quickly put in a candle, as well as some salt, I guess. Mirror photo. Didn't I already do that? I did not. Thank you. Maybe when the custom difficulty comes out and we're gonna do the most insane things imaginable, they might have a use. Like, if you can use the sound sensors to, like, detect twins, to detect poltergeists, stuff like that, on some insane combination of difficulty options, maybe they can be useful. But, like, I'll take this, absolutely. Thank you very much. 2 photos, if you don't mind. You blow up the candle. Can you give me a sign? Step on the salt, please. Can you show yourself real quick? What's your name? Jan Lancaster. You can say Jan if you want to Englishize it, but it's probably Jan is what it's based on. Jan. Well, this should be easy photos. I'm just gonna take all of them. There you go. Perfect. I'm gonna leave. Goodbye. It's been a pleasure. Michael, thank you for the 1,000 buddies. I dare you to voice tips. Obsidious Spear Box on the ceiling. Pun if Spanish, true. Okay, let's get out of here and let's quickly show some of the changes on the other map. So, my verdict is, for Grafton specifically, yes, it has improved because now they're bigger, but I overestimated the sound sensors initially. I think we got lucky with them when we first used them in the video that I made previously. We got pretty lucky. We actually found the ghosts using the sound sensors on Edgefield, and then we also found them using the sound sensors on Maple Lodge, which kind of clouded my judgment. And ever since, I've tried using the sound sensors on several different maps, and I've never felt good using them, which is a giant shame. They just need to, but they can't make them smaller, right? They can't make the sound sensors smaller because that would make them more specific. But if they do that, they just the situation's gonna be as it was before, where the sound sensors are really just not that useful at all. We got George Williams. Now, they are very large. Let me. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Why would I ever use sound sensors? They're so useless. And you can just use your ears. Like on big maps. Okay, so first of all, this is, I mean, obviously I'm biased now that I've just had free games. Okay, so it's upstairs. Wait. Oh, it turned it off. Never mind, it didn't. Obviously I'm a little, like, biased now that we got so many games in a row where they were completely useless. However, I genuinely think on the large maps, they are also completely obsolete. Now, obviously, because of the map size, their range will be buffed. However, you can just use a paramic instead. I think a paramic is a better sound sensor that'll lead you to the room quicker because of the setup required for sound sensors. Sound sensors take so long to set up on the large maps that it's just, it's right here. We know it. This was obviously a lucky Asylum game. This is not what happens a lot, that you get just complete free, a complete free ghost. But still, like, I'll show you what they look like on this map, because they are actually a lot bigger, but still not in a way that makes them any useful, like, actually worth setting up, which is the main thing. I think the main thing about the sound sensors is that they're just never worth setting up, because in the time that they take to set up, you could have already found the ghost room, or you could have turned on the breaker, started using a thermo, and done all kinds of other stuff that would have just been so much more useful than wasting your time. Also, we had the board this time, especially with the cursed items as well. Many cursed items just give you the ghost location outright, which also makes them worse. Now, look at that! Look at that! Huge range, right? Almost the entire right wing covered. I didn't place them far enough to actually cover the room that the ghost is in, so that's a bit stupid. But like almost the entire right wing covered with one sound sensor, which is all right. But like if you're playing solo, this is a lot of work. It's a lot of work to set up. You have to spend multiple minutes going back and forth, in and out, hauling the sound sensors. And then you might find the ghost room, and then you still have to do everything else, right? I think that just listening very closely, ruling out, okay, I heard a door, it was to my right or my left. I know it's on this side of the map now. That's just not provided by, well, look at that EMF 5. That's just not provided by the sound sensors. Although their range is buffed, I don't think there's ever a scenario in which you now are, well, that's not true, right? Maple Lodge, using the sound sensors, actually not a meme. Any other map, maybe except Edgefield, you can use them. They're fun to use, but it's better to just use your ears instead. I would love to know what you think. I don't think the sound sensors have significantly improved. They are still very fun to use, which I think makes them worth keeping in the game. I would love to see a world in which the sound sensors show you where the sounds came from, so you actually feel like you want to use them even later in the quest, because purely to find the ghost room, they're really not the best option you have. You can use a thermo instead, you can use a EMF instead, because the EMF, by the way, why I use this as my tool is because it gives you the chance to locate sounds. Like if you heard a door somewhere, you can just quickly sprint past the... Yeah, we can finish this game. We can just quickly sprint past... I guess we could talk about stuff then while we're setting up. You could quickly sprint past the doors that you hear that are close to you to see if any give EMF to locate the ghost. Although this is a very far ghost room. But I think we with the EMF we already have, we can probably get a really quick game here. Because we're figuring out twins and shades? I don't think so. They used to be... Like, I think that not being able to place them on the walls has made them weaker. Like, I think that's a nerf for sure. I would have loved to see these sound sensors still been able to, that you could still place them on the wall. Even if that cuts their range in half. Genuinely. Even if placing them on the wall cuts their range in half, I still think that would be worth. Like, if there would only be a half circle, that would still be worth because it gives you, like, more... It gives you other options to use them. I love how you could hear these showers from all the way across the whole asylum. What is this? Why is it so... This is some pathetic night vision we got. Is the whole prison, like, dead and taking a shower here? What the fuck? Or it's not prison, it's asylum. Where are you? Are you here? Are you close? Are you French? Are you friendly? Where are you? Are you here? Are you close? Are you friendly? Are you French? Are you here? Are you close? Okay, so it's not this, not this. There's only a few options. Some shower shit. I mean, obviously I got incredibly lucky on this one. Like, I'm fully admitting that this was insane lucky because there's not this many rooms. Like, if you get dirty water right at the start of an asylum game, you're a lucky bastard. But still, it happens sometimes. There were no orbs. That's gonna be a little difficult, but I want to not have to run back another time. So I'm just gonna drop my flashlight so I have to take another item with me. The same thing, this is, I mean, Asylum is like a perfect example to also show you how they work on high school and, oops, wait a minute, I'm the wrong way. On high school and prison, because high school and prison are very similar, where the ranges are buffed, so they're a little bit bigger, but setting them up just takes too much time, which makes them not worth the use. But still, they're fun. And I would love to hear what, like, if there's actual people out there. Like I play this game a lot. I try a lot of different things. I know we all have our biases towards what we have learned to use a lot. Like, I'm a EMF photocam boy at heart. Like, I will almost always start with an EMF and a photocam and just use that throughout the whole mission. Because they're such versatile tools, in my opinion. Like, you can locate your sounds, get an EMF5 evidence potentially. You can take a photo of the bone right away, the cursed item, the ghost photo if you get lucky. You can get fingerprints with the photocam. Like, instead of wasting your time setting up sound sensors. Now, similar with playing games. Your mom might say that playing games is a waste of time. We all know that that's not the case, because if you spend time having fun, it's not a waste. So if the time you spend setting up the sound sensors results in you having a good time, more power to you. I'm not gonna be the one to stop you. But I will be the one to share my opinion that I don't think they're ever useful. That they're ever the most efficient tool for the job. Which doesn't necessarily mean that they're not a tool you could use to accomplish something, but definitely not in the most efficient way. Alright, I got this. I'm gonna grab my... Will we be able to see the writing? It's so dark, man. Like, this is the thing I have to do, kind of, if I want to have a remotely fast game. It's... Oh, it touches the ore! That's perfect! Can't believe it. I'll thank you for the 100 biddies. Let's see. Do we have fingerprints? We don't have fingerprints? Did you even touch this door? Wait. I thought for a split second I saw freezing in this room! I've been bamboozled? I've been bamboozled? What the fuck? Am I glad I checked that? I heard a door, and it wasn't this door because, I mean, I thought it may have not been that door. It sounded a little bit further away. It's actually out here. Can you believe it? Well then, maybe the twins touching the showers? It touched the light switch. If I get hunted now, I'm so fucked. Okay, it's still freezing in here. Where are you? Are you here? Are you close? Are you Dutch? Holy shit. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. We actually... That is such a... I mean, this was insanely lucky. That's the most lucky game I've ever had in my life. This could have been a 50-minute game easily. If I didn't have that moment of geniusness and luckiness that I was checking out the other room because the door was wide open. I thought it may have been touching that door. Walked in there with the UV light, saw the freezing for like 0.1 seconds, and then I changed room. Holy shit. Well, there you go. If you get lucky, we would ever need the sound sensors. But yeah, I would love to hear what you think. I think they're fun to use, and I would love to see a buff that makes them that shows the icon on the map that would and to be fair, I don't know if I'm spoiling anything, but CJ has said that they don't do that yet. So he did say that they don't do that yet, which implies that they might do it in the future. So yeah, who knows? Anyway, that was an Oni. That was a couple of games that hopefully showed you that the sound sensors range has been changed a lot. They can now no longer be placed on walls. You can place them on objects, by the way, but they aren't necessarily, like, the tool you want to go to. Like, if you're just starting out, it's more of a tool that if you want to spice up your games, yes, placing them is fun. If they work, you could even go in with a candle instead and, like, 100% sanity. Don't waste any sanity whatsoever finding the ghost room. That was an 11-minute Asylum game. But anyway, that's my opinion on the sound sensors. Let me know what you think. Would love to hear it. If you're not subscribed, please do so. If you like the video, like it. If you dislike, dislike it. And if you want to join the lovely gamers here in chat, you can join us over at twitch.tv/instant every single day at 7 p.m. Central European time. Thank you very much for watching. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye. Have a good one. That was fun. Those were some crazy ghosts as well. Holy shit.